Hey guys, I'm the 50s kid. This is my E46 BMW. Ever since I've owned the car, it came with paint damage on the trunk lid. I think the previous owner used one of those bike racks, and they just, where it was holding on the top of the trunk lid, it just scratched it up. So it's a real eyesore, and like a little while ago, I came across another one in a junkyard from a 330, just like mine, so it has the badging on it already, and I grabbed it. It was in great shape, so I'm just gonna swap that over. I figured I'd make a video about it. Also, the wiring loom the flexible part of the wiring loom right there, somebody made a repair on that a while ago. There's a couple of butt connector repairs in there, which is really not the proper way to do it. And I have been having grounding problems with my left tail light ever since I installed those LED tail lights, actually. Well, I'm not sure if it's since the LED tail light install or if it's because of the tail lights or if it's because of the recall repair that I had done for the tail lights corroding in that area. That was before the LED tail lights were installed, though. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but as I've taken a look at the wiring loom and all the wires that are repaired, there are a bunch of grounds that have been repaired. So what I'm going to do is repair those correctly, and then we will swap over the trunk lid, and I'm just going to kind of turn the camera on, and you guys can come along with me while I do all of this. So let's get started. So here's the paint damage in question. I really should be doing this out in the sun so we can see this better, but I don't want to move the E90 right now. Anyway, this is actual, like the paints come off right here, and then right here as well. That's paint, that's not there anymore. So that's what I'm trying to fix with this, and this is the new one that I have, and it's actually really good. You see some minor scratching like right here, but that's all just clear coat scratches. Those can be polished out real easily. There's no actual paint damage on this thing, so I'm happy about that. Yes, the VIN number sticker will be different, but I don't really care. I'll switch over the lock cylinder, not a big deal. It has the 330 badge already. Got a good BMW logo. Should be fine. So here is the wonderful wiring repair that was done by somebody in the past. These are, home stereo system butt connectors, basically, not what you should use in an automotive application. If you're going to use butt connectors, you need to use the ones that seal up, that have a little sealant inside, so when you heat shrink them, the sealant will actually ooze out and then form a watertight seal there. It's tight to the elements, but even still, using these butt connectors and 4 of them in line like this is not a good idea for repairing a wiring harness, because now you have this big, thick, repair area right here, and you're not really going to be able to get it back into this rubber boot very well. See, it doesn't even want to close all the way. So anyway, they had done that. They wrapped it with tape. I just unwrapped it here. But doing it this way is really a bad idea. All the guy had to do was pull this rubber out from here, and he could have, he didn't want to take the time, but he could have pulled the wiring harness out of this trunk lid and then slid the wiring connector down, the rubber thing down a little bit, and then been able to do his repair, slide it back, and he wouldn't have had to cut it. But he just, did it the fast way, I suppose. So what I'm going to do is remove it all the way. I have a new, I took the rubber thing, and in order to get it on, you actually have to remove the wiring harness from the trunk lid, which I'm going to have to do anyway for this. So it's the perfect time to do this and fix this repair. I also noticed right here, these 2 wires here are cut. The insulation's cut on them, so those would have been touching together at sometimes. So I will repair those correctly as well. There's a bunch of goo on this. I'm assuming it's from the tape that was here. So yeah, I'm going to look for any other problem areas and take care of them, clean up the wires a little bit. I will do solder connections here, which is going to be a lot better with heat shrink. And yeah, so we have to pull this down. Now mine has been ripped by some previous owner already, so that's nice. But this tool is nice for getting these. I find that these clips get really, really tight together over time when they age. Yeah, there we go. You gotta get right in between where they're supposed to be. That's good. Might as well take all of them off. It's a little easier. I think I'm missing one right here. Probably because it broke. Yep. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. They just get so brittle. I think this one's maybe already a little messed up, broken. No, that one's all right. Let's see. I think we can remove, does this come out all together? I forget. No, I think that's bolted to the car. I think that's bolted to the car. This comes out like that. This comes down. Oh, okay, I see. It's bolted right there. Covered over with the carpet. I think it's Phillips. And I have one right here. That's right. Keep it handy. Yeah, nice. So I want to keep my little tool tray because the ones are probably missing from that one. I don't even remember. Not absolutely necessary to remove that part, but I just wanted to get it out of the way. Little Christmas tree fastener there. This is a little clip right there. These wires just pop in right here. And then this one is for the trunk lid switch. There. So it goes over to here. And these just pull right out. Fishing them back in should be kind of interesting. So it's proving to be a pain to get this old one out of here. This is what the new one looks like. I took this one from the junkyard and it's got this big thing inside that kind of needs to pull through. And I don't even remember, I guess it's really not easy at all to get this through this little hole right here. So I must have pulled it through from the inside and somehow, maybe I pulled the wire, maybe that's what I did. I pulled the wiring harness through the hole so that I had it down inside the trunk here. And then I pulled, you know, the thing off and put it back on that way. And that might be what I have to do here as well, because just to get this big thing in there, really difficult. So that's probably what I had to do and probably what I should do now, just to make it a little easier actually. But I think I'm already sort of committed here, so I'm gonna cut this, see if I can cut it a little bit. Maybe it'll be easier to get the old one out and then figure out how to get the new one on. So that is what I ended up doing. I pulled it out of that little hole right there. And yeah, so this big knob was never meant to come out of this hole or come through that hole. So this is always the way it was done. I guess the way it was installed in the factory. So now we got it like that. And I can finish cutting this old one off of here. So now we're good. Now I've got a little more room and stuff to make all these repairs, and I'll figure out how to get the new one on after that. One tip I have is you don't want to cut the wires even shorter, because it just means that, you know, your wiring harness, like these wires are going to be too long and this wire is going to have to be shorter. So I'm trying to avoid cutting it, and to do that I'm trying to open up these butt connectors back up. So I'm sort of squeezing them back open 90 degrees to where the crimp was, and that works for that. Hopefully they're not too crimped that you can't do that. Sometimes they are, and you just have to pull and you have no choice, which I think is the case with this one. This one's a little too crimped. Yeah, so I mean, I got some of it, not a lot of it. Actually, I might have gotten all of it. Kind of looks like I did, but there wasn't much to begin with, so we got to make it a little bigger, because you got to have some meat to fold the wire over. Maybe a little more. Heat shrink. I've been cutting my heat shrink pieces in half because they only need to be that long. Don't forget to put it on. You'll hate yourself if you do. Twist the wire up. Get our Milwaukee soldering iron heated up. Love this thing. Love it so much. If you've watched my channel at all, you know I love this thing. There we go. We're hot. Let's heat this wire up. And I find this thing transfers energy, a lot of energy, somewhat quickly. Gets the wire hot. There we go. Want to cool it down a little bit before you put the heat shrink over. You don't want the heat shrink to melt halfway through slipping it on. That would suck. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Cool. My butane soldering iron functions as my heat shrinker. I don't think I centered this piece of heat shrink correctly, but oh well. All right. And that's the process, and that's what I've been doing. So looks like I got one more to do here, and then I have these two ends to fix down here. I think the guy might have used some, he might have been actually making these holes in order to have some place to do his electrical diagnosis. That might be why that's there. And he probably put some liquid electrical tape on there, and that's what was all over all these wires. I've already wiped it off. So I cleaned that off, and I might have no choice here but to shorten these wires a little bit. I suppose it might have been a better idea if I had grabbed some pieces of this wiring loom from the junkyard, and then I could have done like a double soldering joint, and I could have kept the same length in the wiring loom. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I think maybe, I mean, I could always sort of pull the length down over here, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's not really that big a deal. So there we go, all done. I got two splices here, or solders there, and 4 over here. So that's a little bit better. And the wiring harness actually turned out pretty good. Not too much extra material anywhere and all that stuff. So if there is any, I'm gonna make it tight here, and then I'll make all the looseness happen sort of inside the vehicle or past that, the rubber loom, or maybe even inside of it would be fine. So yeah, I do have some Tessa tape. That's what this is called, Tessa tape. I'll wrap this up a little bit, and then we will figure out how to slide that new boot on. Definitely, for sure. I mean, I remember I had to depin these in the junkyard. It's pretty obvious. And I also remember having to take these off. I hope that I just won't have to do that, but we'll see. So that's it. That's the Tessa tape, and this is what the new harness looks like, all wrapped up. Pretty cool. And only now does it occur to me that I should probably plug this back in and make sure everything works before I go any further. So the lock does work. Let's see if the lights work. Lights work there. Okay, those lights work. Now we gotta hit the brakes. Yeah, brake lights work. It's looking good. This one is on. Okay, let's try reverse. Reverse lights. Yeah, that one's on. It's just reflecting a little different. Wait, is this one on? This one might not be on. I cannot tell. Oh no, it's on. It's just, for some reason, not as bright as this one. I'm wondering if that one's getting as much power. See, that's pretty darn weak. Wonder if there's some voltage drop there. Let's check it out. Can you guys see the difference there? Much brighter there. These bulbs definitely need to be replaced. These look really bad. Let's just try actually swapping the bulbs first before we do anything else. Yeah, okay, it's the bulbs. Didn't need to check anything else. So these crappy LED bulbs that I got with the reversing lights, they kind of suck. Alrighty. I do not remember which bulbs originally went in here. Probably just your standard ones. So why don't I grab those, put those in. I have always got some bulbs hanging around. These are not correct. Yeah, I see what it is. I'm bleeding. Okay, these are not the ones. These are the ones. Yeah. No. Yes. These almost certainly are my old ones. Cool. All right, and then I'll have to figure out what these are. These are 7506s. I'll grab all new bulbs for back here. Okay, so I can feel confidence in my repair of this wiring loom. I will now de-pin these connectors. So just to take note, 1 is the blue, 2 is the brown, and 3 is the yellow with stripe. It's blue with stripe. Blue with yellow stripe, brown, and then yellow with, I don't know, purple stripe. Let's figure this out. Let me push it from the bottom here. Yeah. That'll come right out. And we should just press down here. Okay. Gotta do it twice. Boom. Okay, that's 1, so that should go on fairly easy now. Same here, here. Might run into trouble with that, we'll see, and then this. So same thing. And in that case, the blue was number 3, brown was 2, and the yellow was 1. So I think it's opposite on that one, if I'm not mistaken. This is why I'm recording it, because I already forgot what that first one was. Now we can put our new loom on. Of course, this end goes on first. So yeah, that opening is really narrow, so that's why I'm, a little worried. I wonder if they use like some kind of tool to do this more easily when they set this up in the factory. Maybe they probably tape these, huh? Because the lead is the problem. So I did bring some electrical tape. So let's see if that's easier. Yeah, definitely is. And I'm just concerned about this little end sticking up. That might give me trouble. Yeah, I think I can work it through. It's kind of interesting. All right, we're almost through there. I think once I have the beginning through, it'll be easier. Oops, we got to put this in. See that? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, and this connector, I really hope it's not too big to go through. It might be. Might have to de-pin all of them. Yeah, so this is not working out. This connector is just too big to fit through there, so I'm gonna have to de-pin it and put it back on afterwards. So with this connector at the end, this is the one that actually goes into the lock switch itself. It just kind of opens up like a little flap right there. Still stuck in. Okay. So that's off. Put that guy right there. So that should be good. Yeah, again, I don't think I'll have to remove this. I kind of want to see if I can get away with not removing that. I don't know why. It seems a little easier. And then we have one more connector here, and that should do it. So I'll de-pin him next. So this one is a 3-pin. Again, opens the same way. My little thing snapped off. Oh well. Guess be real gentle with that. It'll probably clip in just fine, but I'll take the little cover off. Cover doesn't matter. The thing's not gonna come unpinned. I don't even know why they needed that cover. Okay. Very easy, very easy. All right, let me tape this one up and we'll proceed. Haha. Now that I have the end, much easier. Ooh, I'm at a pretty big spot that might be difficult. Yeah, things are bunching up a little bit. I'm probably doing this the hard way. Should just take those plastic things off. Can always put them right back on. Guess I'm just being stubborn. Plus we are just getting to some thicker parts of the harness here. Maybe they actually put this rubber on before they taped any of it up. That's almost certainly what it was. Wow. I don't know if this is possible. I'm not even sure what's in this bundle. At this point, this is what was on the wire, I think. Right? Yeah, it really was. Why is there so much? Why is there so much here? I think I'm gonna have to unwrap this part and see what the hell's in here, because this is just too much tape in general. Why is there so much? Maybe this is somebody else's work. I don't know if that's factory or not. I see a little electrical tape. Very interesting. Huh. Okay. I think that this should go through now. Yeah. Okay. Very cool, very cool. So now I should be able to wrap this up just fine. We'll repin all of our connectors and stuff and unwrap this and we'll be good. So let me do that. So here is your finished product back together. I had to rewrap some sections, rewrap that, got some tape on that and wrapped all this up. Got our loom back in place, so I'll put that through, get it ready, and then we'll finally change this. Victory. So now this is ready to go in once we change this. So T30s right here. That one comes all the way off. And this top one just needs to be a little bit loose because it's forked right here. That's it. Ooh, looks like one bolt missing. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. So you just want to make sure you got your bolts on the new one. Lower it down. I think this one is a little too tight. Hey, there we go. Then as long as you can just get one of the bottom bolts started, you should be safe. And it's basically the same process for changing a hood. All right, let me grab this bolt here. And I'm gonna be a little stupid and anal and switch this. So now it's all going to be about alignment, and it's never going to be the same on one you replace as your new one, but we'll use that as a guide. I can see where the paint areas are. And I'm less concerned about the bolts in the paint area. I'm more concerned about, you know, the top right here. I think I'm more concerned about the back, just, you know, to begin with. We'll see how that goes. All right, so now we got to see what our alignment is like. I think I want to, I'm going to put the wiring harness in first. Let's do that. We can always play with the alignment later. Whew. I think, yeah, I only put 2 of them in. I just needed to pull down. There's a little, it's clipped in right there. Okay, I think I might have messed up the camera there a second ago, so unfortunately I can't show this being taken out, but I'll show you how it goes back in. So, lock goes up in there. It might start from down here, actually. Yeah. Okay, it goes that way. Does it go that way? Yeah, it goes that way. So that's how it goes in, like that. And then this goes over here and bolts in. So those are the 2 wide bolts. Let's get those started first. All right, so this goes on top of that. That goes up into here. And then this little thing goes in the center, like that. And that's how it goes. I suppose we should test that. There you go. And that's the emergency pull. I was concerned why there was so much slack in that, and I realized it's the emergency pull. Okay, so that's how that goes. And then this one goes in here. Well, that was interesting. A lot of wiring repair and a very little bit of panel replacement and alignment. And hopefully my problem with the rear tail light being, you know, the warning light coming on the console is gone. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but that had been happening. And the only time we'll really tell on that, because it's an intermittent fault, it sort of comes on typically when it's cold outside. So we'll see if that's solved. But I do know every time I would open the trunk and close it again, that fault would come back. So I suspect it had something to do with that shoddy wiring repair. So hopefully I've solved that problem for good. Anyway, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. I'm the 50s Kid. Thanks a lot for watching.